Section 7. Common sense. Democracy and generally recognized morality are not the only victims of imperialism. The third suffering martyr is universal common sense. This lowest form of the intellect is not only necessary under all conditions, but under certain conditions is also adequate. Common sense's basic capital consists of the elementary conclusions of universal experience: not to put one's fingers in a fire, whenever possible to proceed along a straight line, not to tease vicious dogs, and so forth and so on. Under a stable social milieu, common sense is adequate for bargaining, healing, writing articles, leading trade unions, voting in parliament, marrying and reproducing the race. But when that same common sense attempts to go beyond its valid limits into the arena of more complex generalizations, it is exposed as just a clot of prejudices of a definite class and a definite epoch. No more than a simple capitalist crisis brings common sense to an impasse, and before such catastrophes as revolution, counter-revolution, and war, common sense proves a perfect fool. In order to realize the catastrophic transgressions against the normal course of events, higher qualities of intellect are necessary, philosophically expressed as yet only by dialectic materialism. Max Eastman, who successfully attempts to endow common sense with a most attractive literary style, has fashioned out of the struggle against dialectics nothing less than a profession for himself. Eastman seriously takes the conservative banalities of common sense wedded to good style as the science of revolution. Supporting the reactionary snobs of common sense, he expounds to mankind with inimitable assurance that if Trotsky had been guided not by Marxist doctrine, but by common sense, then he would not have lost power. That inner dialectic, which until now has appeared in the inevitable succession of determined stages in all revolutions, does not exist for Eastman. Reactions displacing revolution, to him, is determined through insufficient respect for common sense. Eastman does not understand that it is Stalin who, in a historical sense, fell victim to common sense. That is, its inadequacy, since that power which he possesses serves ends hostile to Bolshevism. Marx's doctrine, on the other hand, permitted us to tear away in time from the Thermidorian bureaucracy and to continue to serve the ends of international socialism. Every science, and in that sense also the science of revolution, is controlled by experience. Since Eastman well knows how to maintain revolutionary power under the condition of world counter-revolution, then he also knows, we may hope, how to conquer power. It would be very desirable that he finally disclose his secrets. Best of all, that it be done in the form of a draft program for a revolutionary party, under the title, How to Conquer and Hold Power. We fear, however, that it is precisely common sense which will urge Eastman to refrain from such a risky undertaking, and this time common sense will be right. Marxist doctrine, which Eastman, alas, never understood, permitted us to foresee the inevitability under certain historic conditions of the Soviet Thermidor with all its coil of crimes. That same doctrine long ago predicted the inevitability of the downfall of bourgeois democracy and its morality. However, the doctrinaires of common sense were caught unaware by fascism and Stalinism. Common sense operates on invariable magnitudes in a world where only change is invariable. Dialectics, on the contrary, takes all phenomena, institutions, and norms in their rise, development, and decay. The dialectical consideration of morals as a subservient and transient product of the class struggle seems to common sense and amoralism, but there is nothing more flat, stale, self-satisfied, and cynical than the moral rules of common sense.